Hello bookish friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Drew and this is Drew's Ambitious Reading. And for today's video, I am here to come at you with a TBR video. And for my TBR, I'm going to be filming part 1 of my February TBR. So in the month of February, my friend Donna over at Mom's Book Collection, she is hosting a readathon called Readathin. And you might be asking, what is Readathin? Well, Readathin is a month-long readathon where you read books from your own TBR, nothing new from January, nothing new from February. So you have to read from your own physical TBR. It could be your own books, your library books. I thought about including a few of my library books on my TBR, but I couldn't tell what books I wanted to do for what prompts. One of these books is a Wednesday Books title that I just realized. Actually, 2 of these are, and I need to replace them. Hold on a sec. This one I'm replacing with this. There we go. Okay, we're all good. Anyways, I am going to be starting off as we always do with my readathon videos. We always start off with telling you what it's about, which we already did. Talking about the reading challenges. There are 12, this is 10, this is 12 reading challenges, and there's some self-care prompts. I won't share the self-care prompts because I forgot to write those down, so I'll leave those down in the description box below. But I have my 12 books here, I have some here, and then some here that I am reading for this readathon. Very ambitious list, so let's just jump into the readathon. Let me get my phone out because your boy don't remember all of the reading challenges off the top of his head. Also, let me turn off my alarms real quick before we get interrupted. I'm filming this right before work, so if I feel a little rush, that's why. So here are all the challenges that I have here on my phone. Challenge 1 is to read a book with a question in the title: who, what, when, where, why, and how. Challenge 2 is dynamic duo. Read a book with a romantic relationship or an epic friendship. Challenge 3 is know people on the cover. Challenge 4 is heartfelt, heart on the cover, a feel-good story or a love story. Challenge 5, this challenge is to help us with our series because a lot of us has unfinished series or even some series we need to complete, and so that is to read a duology or a trilogy, so like a second book in the duology, second book in the trilogy, third book in the trilogy, and so on and so on. Challenge 6 is Pride and Joy. Read an LGBTQ author or LGBTQ rep in the book. Next is Dust Off the Bookshelf. Find your oldest book. And I think I did, but I'm not too sure. Number 8 is Positive Words, because Lala from Books and Lala is doing Buzzword challenges, and the Buzzword for the month of February that Lala does is Positive Words. Very excited for the book that I have. Challenge 9 is Standalone. Read a standalone book. Very easy. Challenge 10, pick a format: ebook, audiobook, or a graphic novel. Challenge 11, which was a hard challenge for me, but I've picked out a book, and that is Challenge 11, Nobody Talk About It. Read a book that you think is not very popular or that you haven't seen anybody talk about. And Challenge 12, the final challenge, is Great First Sentence. We all always have those great first sentences, so find a book with a great first sentence. So here is my TBR. So for challenge 1, to read a book with a question in the title: who, what, when, where, why, and how. I just realized this is a Wednesday Books title, so I might be reading this, I might not. Right now, Wednesday Books is having a boycotting happening because they said a racist comment online and they haven't made up for it yet. But I'm still going to read this either way, and that is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibáñez. This is so stunning. I love this cover. This is from Owl Crate. Ah, the stencil edges. Yes, please. And what's funny about this book is that the author herself just revealed the cover of book 2. Here's the cover. Look how matching they are. They're so cool. I love it. This is actually a pretty heavy book, so I won't be holding this for too long. But this is the first book in a new YA fantasy series. I'm not sure how long this series will be. I think it's only a duology, but I could be mistaken. I haven't read anything by Isabel on this before, so I'm pretty excited to see what all the hype is for this book, because this book is getting a lot of hype right now. So hopefully I like it, and if I don't, I'm going to be really, really sad because it's such a pretty addition. Challenge 2 is Dynamic Duo, read a book with a romantic relationship or epic friendship. And this one I had to change because the one that I picked originally was Where Echo Dies. Yeah, I originally picked Where Echo Dies, but this is a Wednesday books title, so I won't be reading this. I'll still be reading this in the month of February. I just won't be talking about it on my channel. So for Epic Friendship, I know this series has an epic friendship in here, and I actually love the friendship that they have in this series. And that's Foul Heartsman by Chloe Gong. This is the second and final book in the Chloe Gong universe, so I'm sad to say goodbye to this universe, but I'm also pretty excited to get to this. I am supposed to be buddy reading this with my friend Taylor, so hopefully Taylor and I can read this in the month of February and get this off our TBR. It is another chunky fantasy book, but that's what you should kind of expect from my channel. Then we have for challenge 3, No People on the Cover. This one was on my top 12 books by 12 followers list. So my friend Shay will be super excited that I'm reading this. And that's Emily Wilde Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. A lot of my friends have been absolutely loving this book. And I've been seeing this on almost all my booktube channel that I love to watch. This has been making it way around on their favorite list of last year. And I'm sad to say that I didn't read it last year until now. I bought this at Barnes & Noble, so if I can find that vlog, I'll leave it up above or down below. I know book 2 just came out this month, so if I wanted to, I can binge read book 2. I'm on hold for book 2 at the library, even though I haven't read book 1 yet. But as you can see, there are no people on the cover of this one, and this just feels like a perfect whimsy winter read. So very excited for that, and I don't know, we'll see. I have a 5-star feeling with this one. Challenge 3 is that was challenge 3. Challenge 4 is Heartfelt, heart on the cover, or love story, or something that makes you feel good. Cassandra Clare's writing always makes me feel super happy, so I am going to try and finish reading this behemoth of a book, Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is the 3rd and final book of the Last Hour trilogy, and this is the only one that I need to read for this trilogy, so I'm hoping to finish this up. I think I'm going to start right where I left off, because the first half of the book, as you can see, the first half of it is annotated, so I'll just go back and read my annotation, or even watch a spoiler vlog of all the way up until like chapter 16. So I might restart this one in the month of February, or I might just pick up where I left off. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, this was one of my most anticipated reads that came out last year, and I never got around to finishing it, so I'm hoping in the month of February I can finish this. So next is Duology or Trilogy, and for me, I picked one of my favorite series that I need to complete, and I'm also scared to complete this trilogy because, as I just said, it's one of my favorite, and I absolutely love this author, and that is A Curse for True Love by Stephanie Garber. This is the 3rd and final book of the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I've read books 1 and 2 last year, 2 years ago now, and I absolutely loved them. I bought the Owl Crate copy of this book, so pretty excited to have an Owl Crate off my list. And yeah, I don't know too much about this one. This is the 3rd and final book of the installment. I love 1 and 2. Both of them were 5-star reads for me, so I'm hoping this will be a 5-star read for me as well. And yeah, I'm nervous for this one because, like I said, I don't want to say goodbye to this world yet, but I will have to eventually. For Pride and Joy, read an author that is LGBTQ or characters that has LGBTQ rep. And my audiobook hold for this one just came in, and I'm pretty stoked to read this one because I loved book 1. I gave book 1 like a 3.5 out of 5 star. And that is A Cruel and Fated Light by Ashley Shuttleworth. This has a full cast of queer characters, and also the author herself is queer, so we love that representation in our novels and stories. I just can't wait to continue on with this series. I really did enjoy book 1. I read it for Merry Bookmas of last year, and that was pretty fun. And this is also another thick book on my TBR. I wanted to read this in the month of January, and I obviously haven't read it yet. But my audiobook hold for this one just came in, so hopefully I can finish it, or I can start this in February. Then dust off the bookshelf. My oldest book on my shelf is A Universe of Wishes by edited by Donna Clayton, along with all these other authors. My gosh, I'm sorry for messing up today. These are all the other authors. We have Samira Ahmed, Jenny Blanqui, Libba Bray, Zoraida Cordova, Tessa Granton, Kim Mamabala, Anna Marie McLemore, Tucci Onabushi, Marco Shiro, Natalie C. Parker, Rebecca Roanhorse, and V.E. Schwab, Tara Sim, and Nick Stone. A lot of these have become favorite authors of mine recently, and this is a short story anthology, so I feel like if I read one short story per night in February, I can maybe wrap it up at the end of February. We'll see. Oh, that one is also another Owl Crate book, so if I get that one off my list, I will be pretty happy. Next is Positive Words, and so I'm going to be buddy reading this with my friend Sydney, and that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I'm very excited to get to this. I've been hearing nothing but amazing reviews, so really looking forward to reading this. I still have not read Book Lovers, but hopefully 2024 I will. And this is my only romance on this list, which is pretty exciting. So Sydney, I can't wait to buddy read this one with you next month. So yay! Next challenge is, because I really have to go to work soon, is Standalone. So the Standalone book that I picked is another Owl Crate book that I need to get off my list. And that's A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. This is a YA standalone fantasy novel. I did start this last year as well, and I just never finished it. I got 100 pages in before softly DNFing it. But I wanted to go back and pick this book back up, so I'm definitely going to have to restart with this one. And maybe I'll actually annotate this time because I have my tabs here for annotation and I just never annotated it the first time. So hopefully the second time around I can annotate this. This is a very popular book, so I don't need to say too much. And then we have For Nobody Talk About It is... I picked my next Star Wars book that I need to read, and that's Star Wars The High Republic Cataclysm by Lydia King. I had a Rainbow Crate indie book pick for this one, but then I thought, oh wait, I know Star Wars is talked about on book 2, but not a lot of people are talking about it. So I was like, I can read this one as my next read because this is the next book I need to read in the High Republic series. So I was like, oh, that's pretty exciting. I can read this and hopefully move on with the rest of the series because phase 2 is already completed and they're already starting phase 3. So I'm so behind on this universe, but I'm hoping this readathon would help me catch up with this series. And then the final prompt is great first sentence. Oh, I skipped pick a format. Read an ebook, audiobook, or graphic novel. And so I have the audiobook of this one from my Audible account, and that's A Shadow Crown by Melissa Blair. I am buddy reading this with my friend Lori and Jeff, and I think Sydney's buddy reading this with us, but I'm not 100% sure. I know my friend Jeff and Lori and I were going to be buddy reading this together in the month of February, and I just bought book 3, so very excited for that. And then the last challenge for a great first sentence, I had a couple of options and I couldn't decide myself, so I made a spinning wheel of all the options, and this one got picked off the spinning wheel, and that is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Very excited for this, but also nervous. I'm also about to reading this with my friends Sydney, Jeff, and Lori, and I'm very excited for that group read. And I don't know. There's a competition aspect in here. There's a romance in here as well. I have my tabs picked out for what the annotation is going to be, so pretty excited to start this in the month of February as well. So there you have it. Those are all the books that I'm reading for Readathin. Let me know down below in the comments what you are reading for Readathin if you are participating, and I'll talk to you guys down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am off to work now. Bye guys, I love you.